like almost Chris Chan levels where you're just buying shit or doing shit without even thinking for a second of the repercussions that might be coming from that. And it's embarrassing because he's 31 at the time that these are being filmed. He's closer to 40 today. So it's not a good look. It's certainly not a good look. But because he thinks he's so great, he's so accomplished. You've heard his music. It's delicious. It's excellent. He's going to be #1 on the Apple Tune charts pretty soon. That this will only take about 10 episodes in order for him to accomplish his dreams. And let's see if that works out.
We'll see how many episodes it takes, however many it takes. I'm guessing it'll take around 10. And when I'm a big star, they're going to watch this video and say, wow, he actually did that. He actually talked about doing that. Now he did it. This is crazy. What can I do in my life? You know, that's what I want.
In episode 2, we start to see his true personality come out because he truly thinks that he is more successful than you or I will ever be in our own personal dreams, and that he just grinds so hard.
$1,400 in my bank account. That doesn't even cover one bill that I have. I have one bill on a credit card that is $1,500 alone, plus there's all these other bills. I used to think like this. I used to work a regular job and just think, oh, I could never do that. I could never be famous, you know. But now I'm like, hell no, I will be famous. I will do whatever it takes. And this is just another step in that process. Because I feel like I am an underdog, man. There's a lot of people that think I'm just a joke. Maybe they've watched like one of my videos or something and they're like, is this guy serious, man? Like, but they don't know me, like that I actually work at this every single day, that I'm more passionate and dedicated to my craft than they are to theirs. That's pretty much a guarantee.
The issue is he grinds so hard, allegedly, on something that he's not good at. You can only polish turd into a more shiny turd so much. If there's not actually skill built in, you're not really going to get anywhere. But he assures us that it's not a joke and that he is great. He's excellent. And that this is just more than a dream because he loves wasting his time at the studio.
So it's like I've had 2 careers. I did it once, but it wasn't quite the right way. I basically quit. I started again when I was 26, and now I'm 31, and look at all I've done in those few years. If this was just a dream, I would be working a day job dreaming about it. But it's more than a dream. I'm taking action towards this. That's why I'm going to the studio when I have no money.
Therefore, he's on that grind. He's really on that Jinx grind. Non-stop uploads, non-stop making records in the studio. And the thing is, if you really even look at a lot of underground artists in the past 10 years, where are they making music? They're making music in their closet. They're making music in a shed. They're making music in their bedroom. They're doing anything that they can in order to get their sound out there, because true skills will prevail. People will find it and they'll be like, hey, that's pretty good. The problem is when you don't have skill and you spend a lot of money to try and make it better and get better production and whatever, it's not going to come through as well. And it's going to come off extremely corny, like what he is making in the sound booth right now.
Land of the living skies. I've lived up here my whole life, so it's home to me. He's a modest guy. He probably doesn't like me tooting his horn that much, but he's one of the best producers, I would say, definitely in Saskatchewan, probably in Canada. We're here at Nebulous Entertainment. How are you doing today, bro?
Doing great.
Doing awesome?
Yeah, I'm excited about today.
We're gonna have a nice session.
Yeah.
4-hour session. I kind of told them on the way here. I was filming in the car. I said we're gonna clean up 3 tracks that I did before, and we're gonna record 1 new one today.
Good.
So we're gonna kick butt like we always do, man. Me and Jared have fun.
Yeah.
Levels are good. Vibes are good. Feeling good. It's all good. Here we go again. I'm really going in. I'm a cannonball, knocking down bowling pins. Jared says I'm bad for business because I come prepared. But we love it. We get along great. We have fun. Button pushing, as I call it. Hey, Jared?
Yeah.
Important stuff.
The unfortunate aspect of this entire episode is that he never actually released the song, right? We hear him make it, and he never actually released it. So about a couple years ago, he comes back and he says, hey, I'm gonna do a reaction to this. And it's basically just him sucking himself off for 20 minutes where he's saying, actually, you know, this song's pretty good. This song's not half bad. I kind of like what's going on.
Reacting to the unreleased song in episode 2 of the At Least a Million mission called Mad World. Sounds good. Levels are good. Vibes are good. Feeling good. It's all good.
Here we go again. I'm really going in. I'm a cannonball knocking down bowling pins. I bring the facts to you quicker than a soda fizz. From an 88-story drop overhead.
It's not bad. It's not bad so far. I think it's the other verses that I didn't like, and that's why I didn't release it. But let's carry on. It's decent bars.
And he also leaves in this little brief moment where he's just like, man, I'm on that grind. I just woke up, guys. You know, it's hard being me. It's hard making all this excellent content for you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you suck me off in the comments, please. That would be an Uncle Adam's guarantee.
Just woke up, by the way, but I said, you know what? I'm doing another video today. So hit the like button if you're with me, man.
The last part is that he just mimes along to the hook of the song, acting like it's catchy and interesting. I can guarantee you, outside of people clowning on him and listening to parodies of certain things of his songs, none of his beats are overly catchy and none of his lyrics are memorable at all. So I don't think you're going to be too far-fetched to say this is going to be forgettable.
The song has an interesting hook. Let's check it.
World really isn't that bad. No, most hearts aren't frozen and cold. If you feel like you're down and out, get up, get out and off the couch.
So we learn in episode 3 that his ultimate goal, or his initial goal, I guess, is to reach $1 million in the bank and 1 million listeners on Spotify.
1 million monthly Spotify listeners for starters, and that will happen, so let it be documented. For the record, today it's at 18,000.
Can you guys take a guess right now if either of those were accomplished? I guess we'll have to wait till the end to see. He also mentions that he has a silent investor on his team that has invested at least $70,000 into him.
It's like I owe $1,100 by September 11th, which was yesterday. And that's American, so it's more like $1,300, $1,400. Here's another bill, $118. Here's another bill. I have a silent investor who believes in me and my dream, who I'm very thankful for, but they will remain anonymous at this time, but you know who you are, and I appreciate you very much. That silent investor has $71,000 invested into me. The difference between failure and making it essentially is the refusal to quit.
My assumption is that this is a family member and that's why he doesn't want to release it. I can't know for certain. It never gets leaked at any point. My guess would be, yeah, his dad is actually paying his bills and that's what's actually going down. There's not some mystical mogul, because if there's somebody that was this wealthy in the music industry, you'd think they'd find a way in order to get him more accolades, you know, get him on a fucking billboard somewhere. Unfortunately, that's not what actually came through. He also mentions that he hasn't sold his car yet.
Just checking in. Unfortunately, nobody bought the car today. I went out and I spent pretty much my last $200 on props.
He's still looking to figure out how to do that, but he's already bought shit for the music video that he's gonna make for this, so he doesn't have money to pay for a bunch of other shit, so he's kind of screwing himself. episode 4 is where it starts to get really juicy, because we see him buying shit from like Best Buys or Targets and taking out a store credit card.
Very clear. I don't want my fans and kids watching this thinking, oh, Uncle Adams is maxing out his credit cards, you know, like it's the cool thing to do. And I don't want to see you go do that, max out a bunch of cards just for doing it, for the sake of doing it. A couple of power drills, a couple of 23-inch computer monitors from Best Buy, and a couple of pill speakers. We are going to sell this stuff, get some money, and produce the At Least a Million music video this weekend, because like I say, I got $30 in my account, but we got lots of stuff we can sell here, which is good.
And the cards that he mentions are the ones that you can only exclusively buy stuff in the store. It's not like a universal Visa card that gives you like 5% back at BP or something. It's a card dedicated to the store and the store alone. So he's buying a bunch of the shit so that he can go and sell it for cash on like Facebook or Craigslist or wherever else he's trying to sell it, so that he can take that cash and go and get studio time, or pay for his editor, or pay for props for his music shit, or to get a haircut.
Yesterday was pretty tough to do financially. I had to sell one of the monitors. I had to sell one of the monitors yesterday just so that I could get a haircut.
Now, the issue with this initially is I don't know the terms and service. I don't know what's going on in Saskatchewan. I don't know if there's certain laws or regulations there. But I have heard some things that there might be potential fraud issues with this, because I know a similar comparison are people that take their food stamps to buy like Coca-Cola cans at the store, and they pour them out and they sell them at a refinery, a metal refinery or a junkyard, and they get some cash back so they can go buy meth. You know, that's the type of the equation. They try and prevent those types of things from occurring. So I don't know. I just thought it would be worthwhile to bring it out. He mentions that the car still isn't sold.
Still haven't sold the car yet. I keep lowering the price and reposting it. I'm confident that it will sell.
And at the end of the video, he says that he doesn't have enough money to pay his videographer for his A-Lamb music video, yet he's still planning on doing it anyway. So fuck his friend, I guess, you know. Sorry, buddy. You don't know I don't have the money, but you're gonna still come here and do it anyway. Just kind of a dick move.
I don't have the money to pay my video guy yet, but luckily I don't pay him until the project's done. So we're just gonna proceed as normal. I know that by the time I need to pay him, I will have found a way to do it.
Episode 5, we get the magnum opus, baby. This is what the whole series is meant for. We get to see some behind-the-scenes clips of him just doing random shit.
Okay.
You filming this out? Mm-hmm. Okay, action? Hey guys, what's going on? Hang on, I can't.
Yeah, I'm still setting up too.
Here's just like a series of random clips from his song that is just really cringe and embarrassing.
Yes, yes, we'll show 'em who the best is. We're the freshest in the building. Quick pit stop, got us looking tip top. Now we're feeling like at least a million. You can feel like $1 million. The freshest in the building. Quick pit stop, down by potions.
And it's shocking to think that this guy thought that this was going to propel him and make him a gajillion dollars. Is the song better than some of the other songs? Maybe. Is the production better? Maybe. But it's hard to see that this was gonna be, yep, I'm gonna be right next to Rihanna and Eminem on the top 100. This is definitely gonna get me up there. This is gonna get me a tons of subs and everything. It's all I ever wanted. Unfortunately, dreams don't always come true. Episode 6 starts off with him at a pawn shop trying to sell a bunch of the shit that he had bought previously.
I'm outside of the pawn shop right now. Today's been a tough day. Tough day. We had to scrape together money for groceries. We had like $46 and used it all and tried to get points to, make the money go a little further. So that's why I'm at the pawn shop, because I'm gonna go in there. I bought one of the Sawzalls, one monitor, and one drill set. I'm gonna see what they'll give me. I don't want to give this stuff away, but I need some money. I need to get gas. I need to wash this car because it's been a muddy day, so that the person who looks at it tonight hopefully buys it.
And he refused to sell it because they're basically lowballing him, which isn't a surprise. I don't know how you could honestly expect you're gonna buy something for $200 and sell it for $200, because why wouldn't the buyer just go to Best Buy and buy it for $200 and not from some shady rapist online? Seems a bit odd. And people just won't believe that he was gonna be in debt at one point, but now he's a superstar.
And keep going, man. At least $1 million's in the editing phase. We're gonna shock the world, man. People aren't gonna believe this. People aren't gonna believe that I went from being in massive debt to being financially free and a superstar just because my mind wanted me to become that. You know what I mean?
Visions this dream, this future, that people are gonna be like, wow, Uncle Adams, you were bad with your money? The crazy part is he doesn't really fit this into the equation that, well, actually, if I get a lot of money, how are my money spending habits gonna get improved? They might just get worse. He hasn't really thought about that, I guess. But what he has thought about is asking his mom for some money.
I had to borrow $1,000 from my mom. Nobody likes to do that. I'm gonna pay her back, but my bills were just piling up.
So she loans him $1,000, more than likely just gives him $1,000. The car is still not sold.
I've said that in like a million videos. I cannot figure out why it won't sell. It's a great car. Someone wanted to see it today and then bailed out. Whatever, man. Life's just testing me. It does that, so.
And he can't pay his editor, but believes that something good is going to happen.
But I don't have the money to pay the guy, and I'm trying to stay positive and figure out a way to do this. I don't know. I have an hour and 45 minutes before I'm supposed to go there, so if you believe in miracles, I need one. I'm hoping that somebody phones and buys my car so that I have the money, and then I somehow get over there to pay him so that I can get it.
Because when he shows up to his friend's house, his friend says, you know what, buddy, I'll take a down payment. You can pay me later. That's just what a good friend is for.
Like, we've done a lot of videos together. I don't have all the money right now. I got a little deposit. Can I give you this? You hook me up with the video, and then, over the next few days, I pay you the rest. And my guy, man, he did it. He did it for me, so I found a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
If you don't have a ride or die guy like that who filmed your shitty music video and still believes in you, then I don't know what to expect. But now he can't pay for his rent because the car wasn't sold.
I am behind on my rent. Yesterday was the 1st. I was supposed to pay it yesterday. I don't have it, so I couldn't pay it.
And he's starting to stress out a little bit, but he comes back and says that the car actually was sold.
Sold the car. They were so nice, such nice people, man. $4,800.
And now everything's gonna work out perfectly. And he thinks that people would think that he's just flexing his stacks with the money that he has right there.
And I'm not trying to be like, yo, I got stacks. I don't do that. I'm like, I have life.
Even though he spent this entire series talking about how broke he is, no, I don't think that you're flexing your stacks. Now, if you took that $4,800 and you came back and you bought some stupid shit, yeah, I would be like, wow, what a fucking moron. Episode 7 and 8, he thinks things are going pretty well because he believes that he got offered a $300,000 nationwide tour.
Things are going real good right now, you guys. I'm really thankful, and it goes
Yeah, somebody listened to his music and said, you know what? That's gonna be really good. I'm gonna be really famous. I'm gonna make a ton of money. He follows it up with a video of him sitting in front of a bunch of TVs, and you're like, oh shucks, I guess that came crashing down in like a 1 week span.
What's with all the TVs? There's a whole bunch of TVs behind me. There's 10. See them? So there are 10 TVs here, and there are 3 TVs over. There's 13 televisions. So what's going on? Are you in the TV business now or what?
Because now he's back to buying TVs and reselling them online, because I guess this dude was scamming him one way or another.
So here's what happened. I was sitting in the bank, opening up my US account to get ready to go on tour, and I get this email. And it says in big letters, cease and desist. It was from a business partner of the guy that I was going on tour with, from his lawyer. It says cease and desist all operations. And I start reading this, and it basically says that the one business partner is going to completely withdraw the partnership, not be no longer going to merge companies with this other guy. Cease and desist. He doesn't want to have anything to do with him because he found out that this other business partner, and I'm not saying any names, was involved in some fraudulent activity defrauding investors.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It seems like his manager probably got fooled by somebody. At the same time, his manager will find out eventually was also scamming Uncle Adams. So it's just, we're getting sucked into this vortex of just scams left and right. It's like we're stuck in the Genova-verse. But he mentions that because of him making preparations for the tour, I guess, he's now over $200,000 in debt, and he doesn't know how he's going to get out of it.
Well, making $207,000 in debt because I got these TVs from the store so that I can sell them to make a little bit of money, produce records, finish my album, do music videos, pay rent, pay bills, whatever it takes, right? That's what I'm going to do.
Episode 9 starts off with a banger because he says that he bought a $20,000 car because he was able to get a new loan.
So I was able to get another $20,000 on loan, and I used that money to buy this car.
How much you sold your fucking car 3 months ago to pay for your rent, and now you're buying a $20,000 car? I guess that's something that wasn't really mentioned because it seems like he lived in like a slightly rural area. At least that's what it looked like when he was driving to the studio. So how was he gonna get there? Was he gonna pay for Ubers all the time? Your money's gonna get sucked up faster that way. So he never really thought this process through, but we should be appreciative of him. He's so courageous for coming on camera and telling us his financial woes.
I'm not just gonna keep making these videos and uploading them and keeping them on private, you know, in case I blow up, I can release them. I'm doing something that takes a lot of courage, and that is I'm releasing all of these videos now, and I'm gonna keep this series going as it happens. Now that takes a lot of courage.
And how great he is. And we should really be just mystified at the presence of Uncle Adams because he's so great and he's so excellent. Even though he's more in debt and he will still continue the series, we should sit back and say, hey, we're going the wrong direction, but I'm buckling up for this drive.
And I've gotten in more debt since then. But I thought I had a really big thing going on, in fairness, but I've gone deeper into debt over these past few months. And I'm still releasing it. I'm still going to release this series.
The next several episodes we're going to group together. There's basically this big spat between Anthony Fantano and Uncle Adams because Fantano kept getting suggested a reaction to Uncle Adams' original music video. And Fantano brings Chris Raygun on for a 20-minute video of them just lambasting Uncle Adams.
Hey, dickhead.
review that song original from Uncle Adams. Now, Uncle Adams is an artist who I'm very unfamiliar with. An artist that the moment that I saw you guys suggesting him to me and I saw the album cover, the Planting Seeds album cover that hits you right in the face once you Google this guy, I was like, no, please, God, no. When I first saw this, I just right away knew that there was going to be heaps of cringe here because we have the oldie time black and white image, the record player.
They even bring up the point of Curtis's haircut, where there's like a heartbeat or something in the side of his head. And I was also wondering that. But don't worry, because Uncle Adams, he has an explanation. He's gonna lay it straight as to why he gets this god-awful, like, loud, emo pop music haircut.
Look at this light still works.
Whoever did this hair, man, they just,
It is a work of art.
So I get a lot of questions about my haircut. It's actually called a hair tattoo, but to make things more simple, I'm just going to refer to it as a haircut. So as you can see, it looks like a heartbeat. It's a heartbeat haircut. Like an EKG machine that you see at the hospital. Beep, beep, beep. It's a reminder to me that I'm not going to live forever, that my heart is not going to beat forever, but it's beating today. So today I'm gonna do everything I can.
They obviously think that the song sucks and clown on him, which really just starts to piss Curtis off.
what? What?
I started locally and now they know me globally. Depression and anxiety, I talk about them openly.
That just became so sad.
So he makes a reaction. He makes a response video to them, which happens to be episode 10, where he gets really pissed off that people think that his music sucks.
You can't comment on my YouTube anymore. You can't comment on my Instagram. My Twitter profile is private. I've changed my emails, and I want to tell you why, okay? So for over a year, there has been a group of trolls trolling all of my accounts, pretending to be fans, but really they have sinister intent. Harassed online, I recommend you do the same thing. Delete people, block them. If it's serious enough, file a police report. We did. When people were threatening my life and saying they're gonna come to the house and rape my girlfriend and stuff, we filed police reports on that stuff.
He mentions that he shut off all the comments on all of his social media, including privating some of them, because the hate is just too vitriolic. He's mentioning things like people are telling him to kill himself and that they hate his girlfriend and they're going to do awful things to her. Yet, throughout the entire video, he's trying to recall Anthony Fantano's channel. He's saying, Anthony, what's his last name? You can't remember that, Unk? I'm sure you didn't sit there and fucking cry yourself to sleep as you're reacting to this guy who is infinitely more popular than you lambast you. And he even calls him the needle dick and says, everybody I know calls him the needle dick. Come on, guys. Everybody I know. Come on. Slam doink on you. I'm just slam doinking you. No big deal.
Got this YouTuber to review one of my videos. They kept messaging him, review Uncle Adams, okay? Now this guy's name is Anthony something, okay? The needle drop. I call him the needle d***. And my other friend watched his video too. He's like, who's this needle guy? So everybody apparently just calls him the needle because he just changed a few letters in his name. Plus it seems like he has a small he just sits there behind the screen dissing everybody all the time. He's got videos where he talks trash about like every artist and musician, like pretty much ever. If he would have given me a positive review, it'd be totally different. But he did it in a negative way, right? Then it didn't end there though, too. These people went back on my Twitter, back to like 7 years ago to try to find any dirt they could on me. And there was a couple of stupid tweets that I tweeted. I don't know if I was drinking or what, but then this Anthony guy retweets them to his thousands of followers to try to embarrass me, try to humiliate me. That's what these people are all about.
He basically also pulls the mommy and daddy must have stuck together, you grew up in a nice neighborhood, woo-ha, the whole world works type of thing, where Anthony allegedly was being bullied as a kid, but now he gets to have some revenge and bully others.
He reminds me of someone who was picked on when he was younger, and now it's like he has a chance to get back on a video platform, and that's why he like spreads negativity on all the videos he does, and he tries to attack people. That's the only thing I can think of.
I'm sure. And Curtis's ultimatum at the end is, hey, if you really think I'm not going to be successful, why don't you sign this contract that says if I am successful, you'll delete your channel? Who the fuck does this guy think he is?
I'm wondering if you agree to sign a contract. I can get my lawyer to make it up. We can make it legal in the state of California. I will get a contract made up that states that you, Anthony, whatever your name is, will delete your YouTube channel if and when Curtis Uncle Adams attains 1 million monthly Spotify listeners and earns $1 million.
It's like so funny. And Fantano ends up responding to him, basically saying that he has to be more self-aware of what he's posting online. He can't just be posting shit and expecting just cheers and applause all the time. And if you're incapable of understanding your shortcomings, then it's probably not gonna amount to anything, because you gotta be able to have some self-reflection, especially if you're a solo artist. You're not really working with anybody else, and everybody else around you, I guess, is just blazing you nonstop.
It's not that I don't think that you can make it, it's that I don't think you can make it as is. I think you need to reassess your strategy, maybe reassess the kind of music you're making, and on top of that, one of my main points in the video that I think was kind of overlooked is that to make the kind of music that you're making and to potentially hit it in the music industry, you don't need to throw away all the money that you're throwing away.
So he follows up Anthony's response with an apology.
Believe it or not, it's an apology to Anthony Fantano.
And he also reveals that he's basically been taken advantage of in his career, that he's spent upwards of $100,000 on useless shit that hasn't really amounted to anything.
I've been screwed on videos, you know. I paid $4,000 to a manager who didn't do anything for me. I've lost probably $10,000 in legal fees on stuff. Hire publicists that don't work out, and you know, not only even watching this, you know, I have some publicists that I really like. But I'm just telling you guys that there's a lot of people out there that kind of feed on your dream, and they'll hook you up with the right people, and they'll give you this, and they'll give you that. And everything I did, I honestly spent money in a way where I thought it was going to get me further in my career. And a lot of those times, you know, bad decisions were made. People that were supposed to take me further in the music industry, but didn't.
Which he then follows up with another video where he tries to have himself look like this grandiose, great guy. Everybody thinks he's so great. He's so good, and that his music is so influential to everybody.
Our life is so happy now is because you made me believe in myself. That's where we're at with this episode. Sorry if you heard some noise in this video. I'm doing laundry. Real professional, right? Yeah, I know, doing laundry while you do a video, but that just goes to show how real this series is.
Honestly, if I'm speaking for myself, I think if I was like 10 and I discovered one of his songs before I discovered rap music, I might have thought it was fine. Obviously today as an adult, you listen to it and you're like, this is fucking dog shit. But maybe if I was 10, and that's probably where all these comments are coming from. And Anthony feels bad, so he decides to do an interview with him, and he basically just gives him a softball. He's just letting him hit home runs off of it because there's been backlash associated with it, so he probably doesn't want to push the topics too hard. And just lets him talk about how he's getting harassed too much and that the trolls are mean.
The videos talking about my reactions to your music and just generally the reactions to your music online, that you've sort of suffered a lot of harassment over the past 14 months or so as a result of just a lot of very overzealous and very nasty trolls. Would you be able to sort of speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, you know, you did a review on my song Original in January of 2017. And after that review, it kind of opened the floodgates of negativity on my social media accounts. Because you're an influential person. I'm not blaming you. It's not all you. I think there was already a group of people that were kind of trolling on me, and they thought, hey, if we can get Anthony to do a video sort of this and this too, it can help us grow the amount of people that are disliking Uncle Adam and stuff. As weird as that is, I really think that's
there are quite a few people who watch what I do who are pretty closely connected to the meme community, and like the original posting page on Facebook, or people who sort of follow those kinds of meme pages on Facebook are basically within that community. And I was getting a lot of requests.
In that he's determined to reach his goals no matter what. He's gonna do it. He's gonna accomplish it. Think it, dream it, do it.
The fact of the matter is that you're determined, you have a goal, you're trying to go after it, and I think maybe the lesson that's being learned here is that it's really tough, and unfortunately you're trying to make it in an industry that in a way is like kind of designed to suck money out of your pocket.
I agree with a lot of what you said. It's kind of, I hate to say this, but it's sort of a sneaky, almost snaky industry in some ways. And a person I met in the music industry once told me, he said, you know what, Curtis? About 50% of the people you meet in this industry don't actually have your back, basically just want your money, will make false promises and not deliver. So 1 out of every 2 people. And I remember thinking, that can't be right, man. Like, come on, it's gotta be better than that. But sure enough, as I went on, that number has proven itself to be true.
Honestly, I think 50% is a little generous.
Yeah, right. And at first, it's always all good when you meet new people in this industry. And like I said in my other video, a lot of them sort of play off of an artist's dream. And it's like, we'll take you to the next level. We'll help you with this. We'll introduce you to the right people. We'll make you blow up. Just give us a little bit of money. They always need money, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's always money. And as far as people, you know, thinking I'm crazy, I understand that, because it's not a normal thing for someone to do this and put themselves out there like I have. And that's why some of those episodes were in retrospect, because I had to build up the courage to actually put it out there.
Episode 15, Curtis reveals that he's starting to look for real jobs, except he has the stipulation that he doesn't think he should be looking for real jobs.
Sitting there, and as much as I didn't want to, I applied for a few jobs. Because I thought, man, I really don't want to, though, but I guess I will apply for a couple of jobs and, you know, work 8-10 hours a day and then do what I can with the music on the side. So I applied for a few jobs, and then it's like I'm not supposed to work at a regular job because I got 2 tour offers. There's nothing wrong with that other stuff, like I say, driving truck and everything, which I applied for a couple of truck driving jobs, honestly, because it was getting to a point where I was like, what am I going to do? But there's nothing wrong with that kind of work. But obviously, if I have the opportunity to rap and speak, I'm going to take that, because that's the whole point of this mission. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to work a regular job, so.
He's posted a video a couple years ago talking about how anyone can get a job. It's so easy. You shouldn't be that proud about getting a job. Everybody has one. If you quit one, you can find a new one.
Those who don't know me, okay, I'm a rapper. I do internet stuff. I trade stocks, real estate, so on and so forth. With that said, I do go in and out of heavy equipment operating jobs. I'll do a 1-month term, a couple month term, and then go back to doing my other stuff, my Uncle Adam stuff. YouTube, for example, what I'm doing right now. And the reason I'm making this video, or at least part of it, is because this happened to me just last week. I was doing a heavy equipment operating job. Things were seemingly going well until one guy decided he was gonna ride me on the radio for half of the day, belittle me, bully me. I stopped for my break and he gets on the radio. We don't have time for breaks, you know, we gotta get this haul, blah, 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 making fun of me. And I'll be honest with you guys, I pressed the radio button and I said these exact words. Someone else can take this fucking truck. I'm out of here. It doesn't take any courage to have a job. Okay? Now, why am I saying that? Well, everybody goes to school and then everybody gets a job. Okay? So you're just doing what everybody else is doing. No offense, but just keep that in mind. It's not some amazing thing to have a job. Everybody can get a job pretty much. It's quite easy.
It's one of the most out of touch, out of tune comments I've ever heard. It's really disrespectful to the people that have to get a job because they don't have mommy or daddy as a lifeline to throw money to them when they're falling. So it's out of touch, it's out of tune, but it's very in tune with what Uncle Adams is always preaching, because if it's good for him, then it has to be good for you. He doesn't understand any other life experiences. Once again, he reiterates that he's gonna be successful, he's gonna reach the top, he's just trying to figure out all the other cool people that he's gonna be hanging out with.
He says in his videos, he's like, and then what? You know, something bad happened to you, someone took your money, you lost some money, you had an accident, okay, and then what? What are you gonna do about it now that's gonna happen? I know at this point, I know this is gonna happen. It's just, which way am I going? Which way am I going to the top? Who am I gonna meet? Who am I gonna work with? You know, and which direction are we gonna go in? But at this point, I'm already there. I'm already at the finish line.
Oh, hey, Jay-Z. Hey, Dr. Dre. Let's drop a beat about how living in Compton is hard, but you can do it by acing your math test. That's what he actually thinks his future career probably entails. He's a lot happier now. He mentions that he's probably happier than anybody that works a 9-to-5 and has a stable financial situation.
People that are working 9-to-5 jobs and are financially stable. That's the weird thing. People are coming up to me all the time like, oh, I saw you. They see me in public, you know. I'm not trying to brag when I say this, but I seriously cannot remember the last time I went out in public and I was not recognized in some way, shape, or form.
Probably because you're getting lifelines thrown at you left and right, so you don't even have to be that concerned about your next song flopping and the following song flopping and people making fun of you because your music sucks. You're safe. You're safe from all that criticism. He even goes to this point that, you know, it's kind of hard nowadays to go outside and not get recognized, dude. Everybody knows who I am. It's hard. They're coming up to me saying hi. At this point, he had less than 50,000 subscribers, so yeah, I'm sure that's 100% happening. I'm sure people, I mean, I've never been to Saskatchewan, I've never been to Regina, so maybe there's like 100 people that live in the entire province, and they all subscribe to his channel, and that's how. Or he just hangs out with family and friends all day, and they ask him about his job, and he equates that to everybody thinks I'm fucking sick. We find out in some subsequent episodes that, guess what, baby? Uncle Adams is going on tour. The problem is, the tour, in air quotes, that he's going on is to one of the most remote locations, not only in Canada, but in the entire world.
So check it out. So the little dot, the blue dot is where I am, in Regina, Saskatchewan. And that up there, that marker, is the community that we're going to visit in Nunavut.
He's going to a place that you can only fly into. They only get supplies up there once a year on a barge when the Arctic Ocean is not frozen over. They have no roads, and there's only a couple hundred people that live there. Sounds like a dream scenario. Did I also mention that he's opening for a magician?
Yeah. For my YouTube channel? Oh, we're not allowed to use it here?
That's it, baby. He's opening for a magician. He goes there, he does a show, he claims that everybody loved it, everybody wants to hang out with him, everybody's his best friend, everybody wanted an autograph. Unfortunately, whatever bozo that was there just didn't record it right.
They're so nice, and I'm going to play volleyball in less than an hour. I'm going to go play volleyball at the high school gym with the kids. I say kids, some of them are 20 and stuff. There's some young adults too. That's going to be fun. I was given a gift by the community organizer. Just a sec, I want to show you. It's a soapstone carving. So nice. Where's the good light here, man? There. Look at that. Hand-carved soapstone.
There's probably a decent chance that he performed, got kind of a lukewarm response, and just said, I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that. The sound panels in this gymnasium just weren't good enough. I can't be doing that. That's what my assumption actually was there. And as he's getting ready to take off to come back home, he sees that a totally not planted business card is on the computer monitor there. And he says, you know what? I'll do one last good thing for the community. I'll sign it. I'll leave my excellent signature there.
Yeah, I got a video here. We came in the airport and they got the card up here. That's nice of them, eh? Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign that. I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to pay for it. Wrote him a goodbye message.
So if any of you guys go to Nunavut, I think is what it was called. If any of you end up there, make sure you take a picture with the epic Uncle Adam's signature. Uncle Adams isn't some lame brain loser who doesn't know anything about meme culture, baby. What he will do is steal basically meme review. I don't know if you guys were around for the more edgy Anthony Fantano. He used to do a meme review that people would send him stuff on Reddit and he'd review it. Hoo-ha, the whole world works. He has this character on TikTok called Cletus that is basically just a filtered face of his that obviously trolls were saying was racist, and he interpreted it as, I'm getting real backlash. People think that this guy is racist.
Use your floss on your teeth, make them nice, make them ride, do it every single day.
Now, I want to clear up the rumors. Cletus is absolutely not racist. He's a friend of mine, and he loves people all over the world, all different types of people. He loves them all.
A funny thing is, Uncle Adams made a video in the past that was basically a self-flagellating, I hate myself because I'm white type of video, where he's saying, you know, bad things have happened, guys, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me. It's fucking pathetic, dude.
There's no doubt that white people have done some truly horrific things to other races throughout history. But please understand that that was not me. That was not my friends. That was not my family. I don't know those people. We're generations apart.
He reviews a bunch of memes throughout it, and all the ones that are glazing him, he fucking loves them. He thinks they're great. He thinks they're funny. But obviously, there's some ones that are mean. And he doesn't like those ones. He thinks that he's getting too criticized, and he's getting butthurt over like changing damn to debt and having him on the cover. It's like, dude, you used to be a battle rapper allegedly, and you're over here crying and complaining because somebody made a 1 out of 10 on the meanness scale for a meme. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break.
This one stings a bit, but I can see why on the outside it's funny. You know, it's funny. So they took me, they replaced the Kendrick Lamar album cover concept with me, and instead of it saying damn, it says debt in red letters, and it has to be the ground.
He even is so stupid that somebody makes a parody of him being the cover for XXL.
Cover, I don't know if I'll ever be on that. I think I'm too old for that. Isn't that young kids that are on there? I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of a running joke that I'm never on the cover. Maybe I'm not on their radar, and they don't know who I am, but to be honest, I don't know who anyone on that cover is either, other than little kid.
And he thinks he's too old to be on it. That's probably why he's not on it. or they just don't really know about him. But he appreciates your effort for trying to get his name out there and trying to get him on the cover of the magazine.
I appreciate the everyone that thinks that I deserve to be on the cover, so shout out to you guys.
He's so fucking dense, dude. He really thinks that the dude that made that thinks, yeah, I'm gonna get Uncle Adams on the cover, not a jab at hey, here's this really shitty rapper who's never gonna be on anything, he's never gonna get any attention anywhere, and I'm gonna make a parody of him being actually famous somewhere. It's just like the delusions inside this dude's head are ridiculous. So he starts consistently making these videos. The at least a million mission kind of flies out the window at this point. He's not really talking about finances or getting out of debt a whole lot. Instead, he just starts picking little beefs here and there. He released this single that had a dog shit cover.
First of all, the song is called Industry Snakes. Here, I'll bring the graphic up right here so you can see it. Okay, Industry Snakes. And the font is hard to see on purpose because I feel like that's how snakes are sometimes. They blend in and you really got to look close to see them.
Because you can't read it, but oh, that was intentional. That was intentional. Okay, if it was intentional, then fire your fucking graphic artist, right? When you're listening to a song and you're like, let's look and see what I want to listen to. If I can't read what the fucking title is, why am I going to listen to it? I'm not going to be intrigued by it, right? It's just so dumb. He's just so dumb. He also mentions that he paid $55,000 over a span of a couple years to have his music on the radio.
Basically, I was supposed to get this radio play, and I got some radio play, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it, most of the spins were in the middle of the night. And I looked at it, I was like, man, who even hears this? You know what I mean? And basically it did nothing for my career, I gotta be honest. And it probably was like a $55,000 total investment to earn $200 or $300 in streaming revenue. I mean, that's a complete business fail.
But he got scammed because the jockey or the manager of the radio station told him that his manager was shaving some of the cash off the top. He also only had time slots in the night, so nobody's fucking listened to it, and his manager was stealing money from him. He's just like the worst businessman, and the crazy part is he sort of started creating music at the perfect time where YouTube is starting to get more popular. You could have popped off if you had talent, but you're so stupid and you're stuck in this old time set of, well, I have to go to a studio, I have to use professional equipment, I have to meet with professional people. That's not what you have to do in order to make yourself big online anymore. But he's never gonna understand that.
There are a few out there, about 100. I know Anthony Fantano has one in his collection because I sent him one. I have one, and then the other people that purchased them when we did the order through crates.
So he starts to do a giveaway where he's going to give away one of his old records to some lucky fan out there. This one's going to be signed, baby. If you have that, send it to me for free because I'm not going to pay for it. And he honestly thinks that the reason why he's not being successful in life is that he's not being broadcasted correctly.
Not everybody can, and that's kind of a good thing because if everybody had that will, that determination, that persistence, then the industry would be like extremely overcrowded, and it already is overcrowded. You know, don't get me wrong. Everybody raps, everybody sings, right? But being a dope rapper, it's not good enough. You can be the dopest lyricist in the world, but if you're not marketing right, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the right connections, if you're not pumping out the content, it doesn't matter. If you're the dopest rapper in the world, but you only rap to your 5 friends on the weekends, then it doesn't really matter. Right? You're not going to become a professional that way. So there's way more aspects to this game. I've learned, you know, there's teams, there's marketing, distribution, tours, like there's just so many, and then there's like royalties, copyright, and oh my god, it's crazy, man. And I'm still doing all this stuff myself. Super awesome. Just remember, just because I'm not broadcasting every single move that I make, doesn't mean that the mission is over or anything like that. Like, it's just, I'm adjusting my strategy as I go.
All the people he's ever worked with either scammed him or just didn't know what to do with him. That's why he just isn't succeeding. He's just not getting all the hits. And this is part of the reflection back to Fantano. This dude has like no inner monologue to tell him, hey, my shit sucks. I need to improve or get the fuck out of here. He wants to be famous. He'll never be famous. It's a shame. Remember that top hat that he was wearing in the original music video that Fantano reacted to? Well, he thought he was so famous that he was gonna auction it on eBay for $10,000. $10,000, baby. He's gonna make all of his money back.
I'm gonna put this up on eBay. But during the live stream, I whipped out this, the hat that I wore in original, and people were losing their minds. People were freaking out about it. And then I posed the question, should I sell this hat? And people were like, yeah, you know, name your price. Go ahead, put it up. Someone said $266,000, just joking around. Of course, I'm not going to sell it for that much. So I've created a certificate of authenticity that says that I hereby certify that this is the hat that I wore in the original video. I've signed it on the inside. It says stay original. I have an online store. I'm putting this hat and certificate on my website for a buy it now price of $10,000.
Except obviously nobody bought it for $10,000. So he decides, I'm going to do a retweet giveaway where he's going to choose some random person that retweets the tweet about the hat and they're going to win it. The problem with that is that there's also people that speculate that this was a scam, because the person that ended up winning the hat was also a music artist. And so there was some jostling back and forth in the comment section saying that he actually chose the winner and chose another artist to potentially collaborate with. That sort of falls apart because this guy ends up making a couple different diss tracks on him. He makes a diss track about Original, and he also makes a diss track about the Penguins, basically waddling around people that are haters of Uncle Adams.
You fear the truth if you appear to Tech 9, you hear the booze. Music's not near top tier if you rap the Tim Hortons, all they hear is a who? Guess that's the T. Where'd your money go, Unc? That's the T. One time for the fast food dudes who you say are beneath you. That's the thing, you can't take the memes, so you block instead. Can't laugh at yourself, so you talk of jets. As time passes though, regrets on your mind will turn into rules on your head. Hey, Cole, maybe break another bobcat. Quit another job on your first day. Be even less relatable. Then go and wonder why the people call your verse lame. Make another rant again. Try to sell another half of 10 grand again. Write a preachy song about a real issue. Try to rap it at a school and get banned again. Try to sell a record that there's no demand again. Write about a cause you don't understand again. Head to the pump, see that the pump is right. And realize that you gotta rebrand again. Hey, chasing dreams, you're chasing vain imaginations to be famous. Then you wax a practical hate. Saying haters, they're just penguins.
Obviously Curtis sees this, he's pissed off, and I don't know why he gets so mad about it, because as a former battle rapper, as a guy who allegedly was drunk all the time and took drugs, I would think you'd have a more thick skin than some dude just saying that you don't actually like the fans, you're not that good of a rapper. It's like you've heard that from a million other people.
Contest day comes around, it's time to randomly select somebody, and this Kobe the Ferret was randomly selected to win the hat. Oh, awesome. He's a fan. He sent me messages. Oh, he likes Original. He likes Friends Over Enemies. He's so honored to win the hat. You know, he sends me, I pack it up all nice. I send it to him very swift. Okay? And the crazy thing is this guy's whole existence in the rap world or whatever is because of me.
Colby the Ferret. That's his real name's Colby Ferris, but he calls him Colby the Ferret. That's not very anti-bullying, everybody. That's not very cool. He basically just calls him a parasite and that he's so much better than him. He's such a better rapper.
Dude, he's trying to latch himself onto my name because the only time anyone cares about this guy is when he talks about me. That's sad. That's a sad reality. Kobe, if you're watching this, think about that, man. Nobody gives a shit about you unless you are talking about me. I can't say career, it's not a career. You're a rap. Your very small rap presence is thanks to me. You should be thanking me. And the fact that I'm making this video, you should be thanking me.
And his true colors, honestly, are starting to get, you know, the fake skin is starting to get peeled away and revealing that he really only cares about his fans when he's getting notoriety or money out of them. Otherwise, you can go kick rocks, Jimmy. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to listen to you.
I didn't watch it. I didn't respond. I stopped engaging with him on Twitter because no offense, dude, but you want a hat, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna message with you every day and we're gonna be bros. Like, I wasn't liking the vibe you were putting down, and I didn't want to communicate with you furthermore. You want a hat. I fulfilled my end of the agreement, and that was it. And then you'll respond, and at least I'll get something back. Like, really, man? Look how many different ways you're trying to attach your pathetic rap career to mine. And it's not working because people just realize that you're a desperate loser, and also you're gonna get obliterated. You're stepping into the ring with somebody who is just so far above your skill level.
He thinks he's so famous, he's so good at rapping, that he's basically prime Eminem. Have you ever listened to some of Eminem's early 2000s diss tracks about people? Absolutely brutal. You listen to some of the ones today and you think, oh, this is good. Go listen to some of Eminem's old ones. They're absolutely fucking torturous. But he thinks he's gonna absolutely obliterate them.
This is the worst diss I've ever heard. Have you seen this? Like, it's just Mickey Mouse, and this dude is seriously not experienced with battle rapping, and he shouldn't be stepping into an arena that he knows nothing about. He's a Mormon rapper. It's a bad look. He's gonna get obliterated. You know, you're swinging, and I'm probably just gonna have to swing back and just knock you the out with one punch and exterminate you, and that'll be it. And then, you know, to you, this is the biggest thing in your life, Code. Right? This is the biggest traction you ever had. I looked at your other videos, they're shitty. You get like 2,000 views in 3 years on it. Okay? This one, since you mentioned my name, gets way more. Okay?
So he ends up releasing his own diss track, and I'm gonna let you guys decide which one's better.
Please stop acting like you're any more than the dude you wanna have. Because you're not. Remember to the direct man that you didn't get it for last. I got better things to do than go to war with a little weird Mormon boy. Little boy, let's tell the people what the story really is. You're a shitty rapper that won't make it in the biz, and our only connection is that you won a hat through a Twitter contest back when you were a fan. Then you took the hat and made a video with it, then deleted the video because you look like an idiot. You wanted to chat lots, but I didn't want that. Why is the story so similar to the song Stan?
I'm gonna give my 2 cents. It's obviously the troll who's attacking him. That diss track is better. The music video is better. It's more theatrical. It's just sad. It's really sad. This dude has been working for so long, has accomplished nothing, and we're left with this fucking disaster. At the end of the day, Curtis Adams never succeeded. He tries to flex that he has 1 million listeners. He doesn't have 1 million monthly listeners. He has accumulated 1 million listens on his music, but he's obviously never reached $1 million. And we're mostly left with him being inactive on his channel. The most recent videos he's posted are just random voiceovers in foreign languages of his previous videos. So who knows? At least 1 million series, I guess, is come and gone, and we're stuck in the dark ages of Uncle Adams. But maybe someday he'll return. In the meantime, I've decided I'll leave you guys with some really cringy TikToks that he's posted. I hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
My rap is bad, but a lot of people think it's good too. So, yo, your music's straight trash, dog. Who the hell are you? Do you have any Windex? Easy. try paying for your own studio time, your own beats, your own graphic work, your own video editing, your own marketing, only to put stuff on the internet and get criticized.
That's because I don't judge.
He doesn't judge, guys. Disregard all the grotesque Google search history posts that we've seen recently of him looking up tranny stuff and gay stuff and stepdad stuff. Move past all that, all right? He's 100% straight. He's 100% a normal, capable person in society. And obviously, we're starting to reach that threshold. We all knew it was going to come at some point. There's no way you could talk to Chance without talking about him getting catfished by 14-year-olds on the internet, all right? We knew this was going to happen. He still thinks that they're in La La Land. He thinks he's going to be able to trick them and say, well, you know what? You know what? Yeah, those pictures doctored. They're not even, first off, they're not even real. Second off, where'd you find them? Did you get them from my phone? Yeah, checkmate, buddy. And he's gonna try and play the charade, but somehow, some way, Lolcow Live is gonna get a W for once in their life, because they're gonna rightfully expose this clown.
They had no goals in life. Like, they didn't want.
I mean, they obviously wanted to be a woman. That's a goal. Right, yeah.
Well, that's different though. Like, that's different. But like, they didn't want to like do anything with their life. Like, they just basically wanted to sit at home, have someone, you know, take care of them, and basically they didn't want to work or do anything. They didn't want to be like certain photos. And it was after the photos were sent back and forth. Yeah, but it was only after the photos were sent that she claimed to be underage, which is how a lot of people
are you sure about
like,
that? Because there's a text between you and her that you look 14.
Oh, yeah.
You look 14 years old, so it's okay.
Well, that's the thing, though, dude. A lot of these people, they like to Photoshop shit, dude. I'm not joking. Like, they do like to Photoshop shit and make me out to be this awful person.
Because didn't you say a long time ago, someone even made an AI version of your voice to make it sound like you're saying things to young women?
And they do. And they do. They actually have done that. They do anything at all.
From Asshole Report. In fact, you're on record as saying when she asked you. When she asked you when was the last time you got catfished, you said you. So this has happened more than once.
No, it has not, dude. No, it has not. That whole thing. Are you referring to the other situation?
I'm referring to a video that I saw when you were asked point blank.
What video?
Oh, come on, Chance. Let's be honest here. You're in a million streams. What? And I'll tell you if you let me finish. When you were asked, when was the last time you talked to a 14-year-old girl? And your response was, the last time you catfished me.
So the veil's starting to fall apart here. Chance realizes he's getting backed into the corner. He doesn't like how this is working out. He thought he was going to have some buddies. He's going to have some pals, some people in high places that were going to come and defend his honor. Unfortunately, that's not happening. He's stuck here, and now he's got to fight his way out. I also like that very first clip that I included where he's listing off all these attributes that his former lover just didn't have. They didn't have aspirations in life. They stayed at home all day. They just wanted to play games. They didn't want to build a career. It's like, Chance, are you looking in the fucking mirror? Was this the darkness part 2? You're screaming in your bathroom mirror once again? You know, people are asking questions. People are asking questions, and you'll start to notice that this show is heavily pushed by Woogie and Tommy. What's Wings up to? Where's Wings interjecting here, saying, you know what, guys? I think sexting a 14-year-old is bad. We're not going to get that from Mr. Wingo during this stream. He's going to sit by passively because deep down he's thinking, ooh, baby, me and Cyrax could have some interesting conversations about the age of consent. You know, Ohio, South Carolina, they might be different. Maybe we can collaborate. We'll create a new NAMBLA organization. It's going to be great.
You know, man, I'll tell you right now, dude, I don't listen to the internet. The internet don't mean shit to me.
You're all over it.
I don't owe the internet.
You're all over it. You actually have more airtime than I do, and I've been doing this podcast for 10 years straight.
Bruh, you think I look... You think
Yes.
I give a fuck?
Yes,
I
you
don't
do.
give a.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh, really?
Yes, you do.
Dude.
Yes, you do.
Dude. Hey, Wings. Hey, Wings. Does this face look like somebody that actually gives a? Because clearly I don't. Little jackass.
You look like an extra from
little jackass.
Like you get catfish.
No,
Your
let
face
me
is all
say
over.
right now.
It says, I give a.
That just tells me.
Who
that
do you
you're more
think
than
that
likely
honestly
going to
can't
listen to me.
I mean, yeah, you think you're fooling me?
I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
I'm telling the truth. You're a sheep. You're a sheep.
Dan,
You're a sheep
Dan,
for this
I got a question.
Nah, hold on.
I actually have two questions when you're done.
wait, hold
Don't
on.
leave, Chance. I have some fair, questions for you. I have fair questions for
Hold
you.
the on.
Did you stick
Hey,
one of
Tommy,
these up
you
your
wanna know
ass
what's funny
on camera? No, that didn't happen. Was that AI?
No, I'll gladly show it in your eyes.
No, you won't.
Let me tell you right now, you can't believe everything you
Yeah.
see and read on the internet.
No, I'm not believing you. That's the difference.
You did. You don't know,
You think,
because
like,
you
is
don't
that what you tell the
understand
judge? You don't know me, judge. And it's because you see me talking to 14-year-olds. I got multiple people testifying, but you don't know me. You don't know me, bro. You don't know me. Pull me back.
So Tommy's the real spotlight here. He's really carrying the show where he's just lambasting Chance left and right. It's looking really embarrassing. And you just have to love, I don't understand Chance's rationalization. He doesn't understand that he's in the Cobra pit at this point. He thinks that he still has an ally, which is Wings of Redemption. Now, Wings doesn't really contribute, as I've said. He doesn't defend Chance, but he's also not going in there just trying to slam doink on him. So I guess that's Chance's last hope. I gotta get Wings to come and save me, please, for the love of God.
If I'm such a bad guy, then why did I send YouTube all this evidence proving my...
So you sent them, they're probably going to throw it in the trash and not look at it or something.
Maybe if you actually start digging into these
I've seen enough.
Instead of attacking people like me.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't, dude. You ain't seen...
Yeah.
Tough guy.
The only guy talking tough around here is you. I'm not going to fight you.
No, that's me. You ain't
Yeah.
No, I hate guys like you because you think that you're right about everything, but really you're
I don't like guys like you that just say, no, you, and then act like you're close to you. You got nothing in the tank.
I just time to go off on Tommy. Let's get back on track. I have a question from the Discord. From our members' Discord. Oh, come on, don't be rude. Chance, I'm trying to be kind to you. I'm trying to get things back on track. Come on, friend.
If you don't give him, I think
listen, I showed FBI, I showed literal FBI and detectives as well as the cops of what I'm doing, and they both say the same thing, that I am being targeted by somebody like Marty, who's a sick, twisted piece of...
But you're still so desperate for love.
It's all about
your targeting.
Clearly, you guys know nothing. So when until you get better people on here, I'm out.
Wings, your best friend just left, and you're not there standing up for him. It's not a very good look, Wingo. I gotta be honest, not looking great. But you have to love, Chance throughout this entire thing is gonna mention a gajillion different people that, Chance, understand your audience. These dudes don't know who the fuck you're talking about. They'll know who Marty is, but you know, he's bringing up Nashville Mafia, he's bringing up other girlfriends he's had. It's just, you know, he's bringing up Tony, him and Tony. I never understand that because it's like, well, two wrongs don't make a right, buddy. So he's stuck here in perpetuity, but he comes back. Don't worry. He thought Chance was going to disappear into the night. No, sir. He returns with a thunder.
I tried to go hard.
I have nothing but the utmost respect for you, man. But what I don't respect are motherfuckers like Tony coming up in here thinking that they know everything, all because it's on the internet.
You know me, bro.
I know you, Tommy. I don't need.
No.
Tommy,
you don't know me.
Tommy, I don't need to know you in real life to know how you
are. Not see that. You can't see me.
Listen, but no, hold on, Jordy. Tommy, I did what.
We should on this podcast, and that's enough. No, please, right along.
Tommy, I deal with motherfuckers like you on my channel all the time. Motherfuckers
Not
like
well.
you that know what I do. I know you well enough to know that you're
You convinced me. You make a good argument. You should go to BreadTube.
No, you know what you should do? You should get a life and stop coming up on here and bullying motherfuckers.
And get it, yeah.
It's got nothing to do with that. It's like, won't you give us some receipts?
Well, let me ask something, Tommy. If I'm supposedly still talking to 14-year-olds, supposedly still...
I don't know that you're still talking to 14-year-olds. I never said that.
Well, you're still doing it?
Supposedly. So
yeah, I didn't accuse you of that. So why would you ask me that question?
That's an interesting self-report. Is that like drug use
that
or?
Literally is stress-induced eczema that got brought onto me by this control.
So it's like a skin
You ever
disease?
see The Hills
Could it
Have
be
Eyes?
AIDS or anything?
You ever see the movie The Hills Have Eyes?
Motherfucker, sign me up for the next movie. Where they at?
That's the good response. Like, shit.
You know, let me tell you right now, Tommy.
Did you just get a W?
Let me tell you right now.
God, maybe Turkey Tom's wrong.
First win. His first win live on Long Cow Live. We got it, boys.
Well, you can't end the episode without a Chance W, because you always know Chance is gonna pull out that W, baby. He's gonna wave that W flag and say, hell yeah, brother, I'm bringing the Scab Nation all together. All because he said, yeah, I'll join the Hills Have Eyes cast. He's heard it enough. He's ready to clown. He's got no problems with that. It's all good. And after the stream, once he leaves again, he'll make a like 25-minute long video ranting about Tommy C. I didn't really think it was worthwhile to show any clips here. You've basically heard everything that he talks about, so hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, talk to you guys later. Peace.
No timers. What's popping? Ow. Folding laundry, jutsu. It's here. It's right here. We're
Hi guys, it's Samantha Lux. Welcome back to my channel. And guess who's back? Back again. Me. Oh, and also Eminem. Last week, rap legend Eminem released a brand new song titled Houdini. The song is all about how society and how the world have changed since way back in the day when Eminem was first coming out as Slim Shady, when he first came out. And throughout the whole song, Eminem is making commentary about what his old self would have thought about the new world. Eminem back in the day used to be a little bit inflammatory. He would call things gay, he would say the R word, all of the things that are frowned upon in today's society. So the whole song and the whole music video are pretty much around the same. After this new society, after this new culture, I'm gonna say what I want, I'm gonna stay true to who I am, and you can't stop me. But honestly, I think it was an accidental act. For today's video, we're going to be reacting to Eminem's new song, Houdini, because as a trans woman, I definitely have some opinions about some of the lyrics in this song, including these. My name is Samantha Lux. I post new videos every single week here on my channel, so if you guys are not yet subscribed and you'd like to be, go ahead and do that right now. I'll wait for you. Go ahead. I have all my nails. Are you done? Thank you very much. I also have a Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, so make sure to follow me over on there to keep us up to date as much as possible. I also have a Twitch channel where I play video games every single week. We're currently playing Zelda Ocarina of Time, so definitely go follow me over on Twitch, turn your notifications on so you guys get notified when I go live. And finally, I do have a Patreon, so if you guys like the work that I do here in my channel and you would like to support me and support the work that I do on my channel, Patreon is the best way to do that. So yeah, with no further ado, let's see who's back. Back again. Being a YouTube video, I cannot include the song in the video. Unfortunately, I would love to because the song is genuinely a bop. Not the new meaning of the word bop, which is po, but a bop as in a good song. It's really good. It's very catchy. I enjoyed it. I'm still going to listen to it, even if it's a little... The song starts out with a skit from Paul Rosenberg, which is Eminem's manager. And it's like a voicemail. It's like, hey, it's Paul. How's just listening to the album, good luck. You're on your own. Really setting the scene for what we're about to encounter. If you haven't been living under a rock for the past 4 or 5 years, society has gotten a bit more politically correct, and we've seen an emergence of cancel culture. I'm sure we're all familiar with what cancel culture is, but it refers to the backlash that celebrities or public figures receive when they say something that is not politically correct. In my opinion, being canceled isn't something that really happens to many people. People definitely are going through periods of backlash and receiving criticism for periods of time, but they're not being canceled in the way that they're, losing their jobs, losing their money, losing their success, whatever. It's more so these public figures just being called out and critiqued on some of the language that they're using. That is exactly what's being referred to in the beginning of the song. Eminem's manager is like, listen, I'm not doing this with you. You're on your own. I don't want my name on that. Foreshadowing that this song is going to be cancel worthy. It's going to be problematic. The song, to me, immediately is just like, it's a publicity stunt. And we've seen this a lot, right? We've seen this with Dave Chappelle. We've seen it with Ricky Gervais. We've seen it with Matt Rife, where they all kind of cling to these incredibly inflammatory things, like making jokes about domestic violence, making jokes against trans people, making homophobic jokes. They cling to those, and they cling to the shock factor that comes along with those jokes to create relevancy for their performances. This is something that is very well known and well utilized in the media world. They purposely feed us material that is designed to be inflammatory, that is designed to elicit backlash. Because it's very true how the saying goes, no press is bad press. It's a big marketing scheme, especially since Eminem has come back from a long leave of absence. So he really wants to get people talking. And what better way to get people talking than by pissing people off? By getting headlines written about you saying that you're pissing people off. So we have the classic, guess who's back again, she's back, throughout the first verse of the song, he talks about how he's still the same person he was way back in the day. He's still a quote-unquote white jerk, which is fine. We love your bad boy era, Eminem. He makes a foot joke about my name is Italian, who, if you don't know, is a female rapper who got shot in the foot. Just stirring the pot, stirring the foot. Sorry. By doing this, by saying that he's still the same little devil that he was way back in the day, he's prepping us for these inflammatory things that are going to spark backlash. And then, in the next verse, he starts to talk smack, right? He starts to say, oh my God, this world is turning to a bunch of softies. Everybody's becoming Girl Scouts. So what's wrong with being a Girl Scout? Is it the fact that you're girls? Sorry. I'm falling for it. But now after the second verse, we get to the bridge. And this is what it says. It gets a little cancel-worthy. It does. I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't. But he's trying to be. The bridge says, sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say if he could see the way shit is today. He'd probably say that everything is gay. What's my name? So this part, I'm like, I don't know. When I first heard the song and the beginning of the song, I really thought that he was trying to just stir the pot, get some backlash going and get some press, you know what I mean? But honestly, I think it was an accidental out. He says, sometimes I wonder what the old me'd say if he could see the way shit is today, he'd probably say that everything is gay. We love a story of growth. Eminem. We do. We love a story of growth. It's okay if you used to call things gay, just as long as you've learned that you shouldn't use that as an insult. As long as you know better now, babe, it's fine. Honestly, I like this little bridge. I like it. He says, the old me probably would have said that all this stuff is gay. All this shit is gay. He probably would have. As would a lot of people back in the early 2000s. A lot of people would have been throwing that word around, right? And while he doesn't explicitly say that, that's not what I would say now, I would no longer call everything gay. I'm going to kind of assume that, you know what I mean? I'm going to assume that he's changed since back then. I mean, if he's pointing out that the old him would call everything gay, doesn't that kind of imply that the new him wouldn't? Also, you cannot convince me that mature Eminem is not with you. Also, I love the little ad-lib after he says, he probably said that everything is gay, and it goes, like what? If you guys were a Twitter kid in the early 2000s, you know that whenever anybody called you gay and then got in trouble for it, they would say, oh, I just meant like happy. Gay isn't happy. They're gay because they're so happy. No, you didn't, bestie. Take the punishment for calling me gay, okay? But verse 3 gets even more explicit. He starts calling out trans things. I almost said trans people, but after the bridge, if you watch the music video, something really interesting happened. In the music video, we have two different Eminems, right? Two literal versions of Eminem. One from way back in the day, so he looks like the old Slim Shady, and one from modern day, where he looks a little bit older and more mature. And at the end of this bridge, where these two Eminems are kind of going back and forth and fighting, we see them merge into one Eminem. And then the following verse says, so how many kids still want to act like me? I'm a bigger prick than cacti be, and that's why these words sting just like you were being attacked by bees. And then after they merge, and listen, this is just my interpretation, wanting to enjoy this song, and so I'm just like, you know, he's an ally to me. The third verse, he's saying, my transgender cat Siamese identifies as black, but acts Chinese, which I believe is poking fun at, you know, the way a Siamese cat looks. It has like the black face, but it's from Asia, so it is like stereotypes of an Asian cat. So the premise of this line, of this joke, is that the cat is Chinese, the cat's Asian, but their face is black and it looks like they're trying to. Some people have also hypothesized that this is a reference to Dave Chappelle's joke back in his Sticks and Stones special.
What if I was Chinese, but born in this body? That's not funny. And for the rest of my life, I had to go around making that face. Hey, everybody, I'm Chinese! This is how I feel inside!
Like, listen, do I love the call out? Do I love like the little jab at trans people? No. Trans people don't identify as, we just are. I don't identify as a trans woman, I just am a trans woman, right? So for that reason, I'm like, but honestly, if we're thinking about Eminem, how PC are we gonna make him be, right? How PC are we gonna get him to be? Like the song is saying, he's going to stay true to who he is. He's going to make jabs towards people in his songs. He has to stay true to himself in that way. However, I do feel like he's evolved a bit. Because if we look back at some of his old lyrics, where he talks about the LGBT community, in 2000, his song Criminal said, my words are like a dagger with a jagged edge. They'll stab you in the head, whether you're a or a les, or a homosex, hermath, or a trans, a vest, pants or dress, hate. The answer is yes. Like he was much more inflammatory against the LGBT community, which, like I said in the beginning of the video, he did all the time. He constantly was using the F slur as an insult. He constantly would call things gay, but continuously he would say that it wasn't actually a diss of the LGBT community. Taking this Rolling Stone interview and I said that it was a bitch and a we compare this old verse, right, to this new verse. It's a little different. The terminology is much different. Before he said the F slur, he said trans-a-vest. Trans-a-vest. Whereas in his recent song, he uses the word transgender, which again is the proper terminology for trans people. Maybe during the bridge in the music video when they fused, he was trying to show or symbolize that while he does still have some aspects of his old self, some behaviors from his old self where he may like to, you know, throw some little jabs in his music and stuff like that, be kind of inflammatory in his music, he's also a bit more mature. He could have used a different word. He's Eminem. He can fit any word into the song. He could have made this a lot worse. But instead, he used the word transgender, which I would argue is going to normalize the use of that word to his audience. Finally, at the end of the song, in this last verse, he says, listen, I'm a danger to myself as well. Like nobody around here is safe, right? Just because I say something inflammatory towards you does not mean I think that you guys should go to hell. I say a few things or two to anger you, but F that. If I think that shit, I'm gonna say that shit. Cancel me what? Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Paul, quit. Snake ass prick, you male cross-dresser, fake ass bitch. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't use it as an insult. Maybe we definitely shouldn't use it as an insult, but it's Eminem. It's Eminem. I'm having a little grace for Eminem here. And you know, maybe I'm having so much grace because I did a video on Kendrick Lamar a while back on his song called Auntie Diaries. And in that song, I went kind of harsh on him. In his song, he referred to his trans uncle as his auntie and used she, her pronouns a few times and stuff like that. So I kind of called him out for that. And a lot of the responses that I got from you guys, from my followers, was that the song was not made for the trans community. It was made for Kendrick's audience. And due to the fact that Kendrick was so real about his journey of going from somebody who didn't know a lot about LGBT people, didn't know a lot about trans things, to somebody who was more knowledgeable and more experienced with it, That's a really powerful story. And while, no, I don't think that we should use somebody's old pronouns even when talking about them in the past tense. Like, you wouldn't say when I was little and then refer to me as he. I do think there is a little bit more leeway when doing that in a song. Because in that scenario, it's more so art. I feel like Kendrick was really trying to get his audience to be in the place that he was at way back then when he saw his auntie and called her sheep or whatever. He wanted his audience to feel that and then feel the shift. This song, Houdini by Eminem, is definitely not as much of a trans anthem as Kendrick Lamar's. However, I do think that it shows a little bit of growth. Yes, the song is all about how Eminem is going to stay true to who he is and he's going to keep offending people when he feels like it and he doesn't care. He'll say F you to his kids, F you to his manager, F you to himself. Like, he doesn't care. But at the same time, he's using better terminology. At the same time, he's talking about RuPaul. You too, Paul. You got 2 balls. Big as RuPaul's. And now people are going to be like, who's RuPaul? Drag? I'm gay. I love drag. I like to go into videos with a very solid opinion on things, but for this song, I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about it. I think I really like the song because it's kind of fun and like a bop, and so I want to like it and approve of it. Maybe I'm just trying too hard to see the good in him, but I do. I see it. And I'm sorry to Kendrick Lamar. He did great too. I'm sorry. But okay, guys, what was your opinion? What do you think about the song? Because y'all shared your opinion last time and I changed my mind. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that the song is a great display of growth? Or do you think it is him doubling down on his anti-trans and anti-LGBT beliefs? If you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up down below. I post new videos every single week here on my channel, so make sure to subscribe if you are not already and you would like to be. And yeah, other than that, nothing really else. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Joe Rogan.
You know who's also unhappy with Joe Rogan? It's a little someone who I think seems to be very upset that he hasn't been invited back on Joe Rogan since being on there 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, he was pretty humiliated last time he was on there. And there is nothing worse than when you are spurned by a friend. And here is Dave Rubin, sort of the living embodiment of that. And the funny part is that, like, I'm not sure what Rubin thinks, why Rogan is not being explicit about his where he's situated on the political spectrum. But here, Dave Rubin is confirming what we have said, both about Dave Rubin and Joe Rogan. These people are right-wingers. And Rubin has given up the pretense that he wasn't. And he's calling out Rogan, really, in many respects, for not owning up to the fact that he's a right-winger.
Or, yeah, or not doing what Dave had to do. Admit it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so first off, did you catch that last second there? That was him over the weekend shaking hands with Joe Rogan, a big smile from Rogan and everything else. So, like, are you going to tell people, are you just not going to vote for him? Or, look, you could shake hands with somebody and not support them, but, like, what is it that you're not supporting? What is it that you don't think the Republicans are doing better? Again, all the answers really are not purely political. As you guys know, they're spiritual, they're personal, all of that stuff. But there is a political system, and if we're to participate in it, then I think you have to vote for people that are a little more in line with your values. The other reason I'm showing you that is I'm not a huge UFC guy myself, but do you think that the average person in that crowd, as you're watching all those people cheer, do you think they're old school, stodgy Republicans? Do they strike you as whiskey drinking, cigar drinking, thinking about war and money Republicans? Or are they just like people that like to watch people fight?
This is
And just like, Dave Rubin has honestly the brain of a toddler. He has the brain of a toddler. Like Republicans old school Republicans are sitting around smoking cigars and,
like the Daily Wire guys.
Looking at their ship in a bottle.
Right, like the Daily Wire guys, which he would never be invited to one of their cigar leather chair hangouts because, like, he might try to have sex with one of them or something.
Yep. But he's saying that, like, aren't you amazed that UFC fans supportive of the Republican president?
So misanthropic.
It's unbelievable. What a shock.
About war and money Republicans, or are they just like people that like to watch people fight and they're probably a little more libertarian and probably don't even care about politics largely, but they see now something in Trump? That is the point. That is, again, that wide thing I'm always looking for. Now check this out.
For a second. Wait. Let's just be clear on what Dave Rubin's definition of a wide tent is. Guys sitting around with cigars talking about war, all the way to guys who are going to watch other guys fight, maybe smoking cigarettes or waiting until they get outside to smoke cigarettes. This is a big tent.
Big tent. People going to NASCAR races, people going to monster truck races, and there's some football fans in there too. This is the Republican Party.
This is a big tent.
Very much actually the same thing that Rogan said up top, where the system is going after Trump. What 50 Cent is saying there is, the system, you can agree or not agree, I'm just telling you what he's saying. The system is going after black people.
That's so,
has been going after black people.
That's very funny that he has to, like, distance himself from that. Exactly what I was just saying. Like,
exactly.
We're not going woke here, but for the purposes of Trump, let's just buy into a little bit of the woke stuff about the criminal justice system.
What he's saying is, look, because black people delusionally think that the system is after them, and it's actually after Trump, that's why black people appreciate Trump. Now, they're deluded, but that's what's happening.
Right.
Cent is saying there is, the system, you can agree or not agree, I'm just telling you what the system is going after black people, or has been going after black people in a bit of an odd way over the years, and now we see them doing that to Trump. So Trump is our guy. So again, guys, it gets to the widening of this thing. These are groups of people. These are individuals first, and then groups of people who you would not think are all on the same side of things. I have no idea if 50 Cent and Joe Rogan agree on anything. I have no idea if 50 Cent and Donald Trump really agree on much of anything, but they are largely coming around to be like, Biden and the Democrats are lunatics, so let's see if we can build something. And now, this is an interesting one, even the people who at the end of the day get it, but will still vote the other way, they're starting to freak out too. So on Bill Maher's Club Random.
It's unbelievable.
He has room for like 8 personalities in his sort of universe of commentators.
I'm looking at like the cohort of people who are on Bill Maher's Club Random and aging rappers and Joe Rogan. And across this, I am making these broad pronouncements about what's going on in the society, and I'm really seeing it. I mean,
right. 50 Cent was like the only person that he was, first of all, 50 Cent I think has had some like real financial issues and operates as a bit of a troll in the media space, so I'm glad, he's giving them this stupid talking point, but like every other, character trait that he listed there is everything that we've traditionally associated with conservative white men, aka the entire Republican base, and he's acting like it's novel.
Dave Rubin, it seems like every election cycle needs like, I'm actually picking up on something that's happening. Yeah. And I really am convinced of it. And then whatever it is, a day after the election or 6 weeks after, okay, not so much. It's like the Dem exit. Remember that?
Yes. Well, It's the same. It's the entire construction of his whole career.
Yeah.
Which is that, something's happening in the Democratic Party. I'm leaving. I'm the last liberal. Then there's Dem exit. Then it's a red wave. Now
Something
it's
odd. It's like, police are going after black people in a little bit of an odd way.
Yeah.
In an odd way.
So
quirky.
So at the end of this episode of the Rubin Report, Dave makes one more entreaty to Rogan to put his support behind the Republicans.
Oh, good. I'm so glad we got to this.
The point is, Rogan, you get it. You get it. So if we flash that to that second clip we showed you at the top of the show of Rogan saying the Republicans are just as bad, it's just not true. So I think I proved it to you today, Joe. The choice is yours. You don't want to turn Texas, where you moved, into California that you fled, and I agree with that. That's why I live in Florida. But we also don't want to turn America into Africa, and that's what the Democrats are doing right now.
Wait, what? Whoa! Yeah. How is the Democrats turning America into Africa?
Black.
Yeah, I'm trying to square this with the whole police just go after black people in an odd way comment.
A bit in an odd way.
Like non-African black people because they don't want it to go turn into Africa. Come on, Joe, just what you're doing.
He's a nasty racist.
What?
He's a Zionist.
Yeah.
Duh.
What does he even mean? Like, what does that mean? Africa.
Well, it's because he's doing the whole spin on Trump's that we're becoming a third world country, but he's like, I'm gonna push the limit here. They loved, they say the same version of the same crap all the time, right? But then there's an attempt to try to differentiate yourself and maybe be a little bit more racist, push the limits here. He's been making the rounds.
He was in New York recently.
He was on Megyn Kelly's show. He was on the Russell Brand show. We played that, right?
Yeah. Wait, was he on Russell Brand's show, or was Russell Brand on his show?
No, he was on Russell Brand's show.
Well, wait.
No, it was. I saw that stupid COVID logo.
Right. That's right. And he was doing most of the talking.
Russell could not be more like. It is funny to see whether it's Megyn Kelly or Russell Brand or obviously Ben Shapiro, who maintains like I would never come to your anniversary party, let alone come to your wedding. They all have contempt for him, and he just can sit there and take it. He'd be the hardest person. Well, maybe not, because he's mentally weak, but like he can take a lot of physical pain if he needs to. And emotional and like he really can sit there and maybe it doesn't register to him that they have such like contempt for him.
Remember when Larry King? Remember that scene where Larry King was on? He interviewed Larry King back when Rubin was trying to pretend like he wasn't a right-wing shill, and King is literally on his cell phone during the middle of this interview and going like, just give me 1 second.
Literally, he was asking about his like nephews or whatever, like baseball game, and not just saying like how the game goes, like and then what'd you bat, like follow-up questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we have the beginning of this Rogan thing where he's talking about his experience in New York, which also it stuck out to me when I watched this yesterday.
The Rubin Report, and yes, I survived a couple days in New York City. As always, we are live streaming on Rumble, YouTube, and local. Share, subscribe, tap that notification bell, post-game wrap-up, RubinReport.locals.com, and if you sign up at Locals absolutely free, you will now get our new newsletter, which has insider information. What am I eating? What am I drinking? What am I wearing?
Oh, wow.
What am I listening to? You can find out RubinReport.locals.com. And yes, I survived New York City. We were there for a couple days. I did Megyn Kelly's show. That was actually in Connecticut. Did Brett Gutfeld, of course. Did Jesse Kelly. A couple other Fox shows. Bounced around the city a little bit. And I will say, we're going to get into a bit of this later on in the show. I will say, at times during the day in New York City, it felt a little more normal to me. A little bit more like it used to feel. Although right around dusk, it's very bizarre. Something shifts. The business people all disappear and the zombies come out. And it's like this weird cross-section of like fentanyl addicts, jihadists, African migrants, and a bunch of people wearing hoodies looking for drugs. A good time for everybody. Anyway, the theme. I'm glad.
These are hysterical people.
Where is he hanging out?
Where is he? Times Square?
Yeah, I think he might be just standing in the middle of Times Square.
I mean, what New York does he remember? What are you talking about?
He's racist. It's hysterical. Shut it. He never sees people besides he's in Uber all the time.
No, he fell asleep to the Thriller video and thought that was his exact experience.
He's like that mega church pastor who is like in private jets all the time. He's like, I'm not going to be in a tube with all these demons. Like, that's what Dave Rubin is on. He's on that trajectory.
Right. He can't, because he was getting questioned about why he takes private jets everywhere as a mega pastor, and he said that he would
I got a good deal on it from Tyler Perry, and I'm not going to be in a tube with all these demons.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've been on some bad flights before, so I kind of get it.
We should probably do this story about Steve Bannon. Did you guys talk about this yesterday? Or?
No, this is awesome, though.
No, it broke after, it happened after the show, I think. His, the judge basically saying that he's got to go to jail.
All right, well...
Isn't this kind of what Trumpers and QAnoners thought Trump was going to do to his opposition?
Yeah.
All of a sudden we book Bannon.
Well, I mean, Bannon it's amazing this is the only thing he's going to jail for. Bannon was convicted of contempt of Congress because he refused to give testimony over the to the House committee that was investigating the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol, and he was convicted. I don't know. Well, he was convicted in October of 2022, so it's been almost a year and a half. And he was allowed to remain free while appealing this case. He's lost his appeals. I guess this was a month or two ago. And was it yesterday that he was basically sentenced to prison? I'm a little bummed that he's getting like 3 weeks to get his stuff in order. He's been out for a long time. I'd say go directly to jail. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.
Or hi, welcome. If you're new, my name's Mickey. I'm a therapist. We talk about therapeutic things on this channel. And today we're talking about something that's a little bit scary because y'all seem to really enjoy the videos that we made about terrible alpha male dating advice. And unfortunately for me, my algorithm is ruined. You're welcome, by the way, for really taking one for the team because my algorithm keeps confronting me with terrible alpha male advice, a lot of which actually is sexual in nature. So I'm really grieved by the existence of this advice, and now it's your problem. So we're talking about terrible alpha male dating advice today, but like sexy sex edition. That's it. Let's get into the video. Oh, also, if you're new here, hi, thanks for coming. You should subscribe because we do fun stuff. Same deal as before. I'm going to try to censor these to the best of my ability. I'm not interested in leveraging my audience or my platform. Please don't go try to find these people. We're creating a safe space here for us to talk about this bad advice, but don't go find these people, and I am going to censor them to whatever degree I'm able to. But this video is about how to lead correctly. So
bend over, play with your, get on your knees, come over here, do this, do that, get in that position, get in this position, spread your arm cheeks, tell me your daddy's good little girl. Whatever it is, these are all great examples, by the way, of just leading her and teasing her. Like I said, there's two things. Takes your focus away from you and put your focus onto her, and it taps into that masculine primal energy, that leading dominant energy. That's where you want to be, especially if you're feeling nervous or anxious beforehand. It's gonna make you feel more confident, you're gonna feel more in charge, ready to play, and she's gonna enjoy it.
Hello? Okay. There's so many things that are wrong with this. First of all, what happened to hello or like, hi, how are you? Just for us to start the video this way is off-putting. On top of that, I want to address the thing that he said at the end there, which in my opinion is the most egregious. If you're nervous, this is like a good way to circumvent being nervous. Ooh, no. You'll notice as we move through this advice, a lot of this advice is steeped in this, like, I mean, it's misogyny, obviously, but there's also an energy of like, this is a way for you to put on a show and like pretend to be something that you're not in order to combat essentially an insecurity, right? Like this advice especially is aimed at folks who feel insecure, who feel uncomfortable, who feel a lack of experience. And that therefore that must mean something about them, right? Either being like undesirable or being like not good in bed or whatever. And so a lot of this advice is aimed at these people who are in actually kind of like a vulnerable place, and teaches these people that the way to deal with insecurity, nervousness, fear, shame, or like self-judgment is to become violent, essentially, is to be aggressive, right? This is such a problematic fucking attitude to perpetuate, and especially again amongst really want to address that, like, it's normal, right? It's human. It's very understandable to have some level of like nerves or anxiety about having sex generally, but especially sex with a new partner. And I do think it's also helpful to acknowledge that, like, especially in a heteronormative, like heterosexual context, there is actually a lot of pressure that gets heaped upon folks with penises and AMAB people generally, really, especially in this very heteronormative lens where we conceptualize sex to be the act of penetration, right? And that there are certain ways that that's supposed to look. It's very normal for folks like that to feel that sense of nervousness, right? But I want to encourage people, rather than taking dog shit advice like this, that again is rooted in misogyny and also like inherently a violence, right? Like we're teaching people that if you're nervous, just get violent and therefore you won't be nervous. Like don't do that. Instead of doing that, I really want to encourage people to lead with like an authenticity and like genuineness, that like it's okay to be nervous, right? This is why my favorite advice about sex and intimacy generally that I think we should really just be like destigmatizing is that it's normal and okay for people to just like acknowledge that sex is sometimes like silly and like awkward, right? Especially the first time that you're intimate with someone. There's gonna be like some level of fumbling because you don't really know how your bodies fit together yet. You don't know what somebody's used to yet. And so sometimes there's just like a lot of elbows, like it's very normal. And I personally like am just a fan of destigmatizing this and normalizing like that being like a silly little moment that we just like either giggle or have like a little like knowing smile with one another, and that's okay, right? Sex is not meant to be a performance. It's not meant to be something that mirrors what we see in romance books or novels or erotica or porn. It's meant to be a vehicle for folks to connect with one another, right? Ultimately, it's just one of many ways that we can develop intimacy and connection in a relationship, even if that's for a short time, right? Even if that's just for one night. This shared connection from human to human serves the purpose of creating a feeling of mutual safety, first of all, which if violence or roughness is part of your sexual context, we absolutely need to have a conversation about consent and boundaries, and that everybody's on the same page with wanting to incorporate that in a very specific way within these very specific bounds. Besides the point that I'm making is that this is meant to be a vehicle for mutual connection, not a way that folks can, first of all, circumvent their self-esteem issues, because also there's like a whole world of like work and therapy and self-help and all of this stuff that can help to deal with that. But also, again, that sex is meant to be a thing that's like a connecting thing, not a thing that serves the purpose of uplifting our fantasies about violence against women, first of all, but also about what we think sex ought to be rather than what sex is actually, That's a really good point, actually. I don't know if you heard Aaron in the background, but he said he loves that, like, this is always like men complain about having to feel the need to perform during sex, but then also simultaneously uplift advice like this, right? That like this is very much a way that misogyny and the patriarchy hurts everybody, and also the people who have the power in this situation to unseat and subvert that expectation are just doing the opposite, and like that's nonsensical and not fair, right? It's bad for everybody, particularly people who are on the receiving end of the misogyny. But again, if this is something that bothers you, even if you are an AMAB person, it's helpful to unlearn this. I mean, really, that's mostly cis men, but like it's helpful to unlearn this and then also seek to engage in like opposite action so that we can again like subvert this expectation. Speaking of unlearning our societal expectations around sex, you might be surprised to know, like I was, that May is actually International Masturbation Month. So I am so excited to talk to you guys about Vegucated this month. For those of you who don't know, we've sponsored with Vegucated before, but Vegucated is an online platform that is dedicated to all things sex and relationship learning. They have over 100 courses with the industry top experts to teach you actually reliable information about sex and intimacy and relationships, and they cover topics all the way from self-pleasure all the way up to kink and non-monogamy and like everything in between. When I tell you this that there is something on the platform for everybody. I'm being so serious, especially as a person who like regularly uses the platform. I'm so encouraged to find that there is constantly new stuff on the platform. Speaking of which, there's a new course that I have been looking through, which is called Guided Masturbation. It actually went up on the 16th of this month, and it is so good, especially for those of us who grew up in a very repressive environment that taught us backwards things about our bodies and about masturbation. Especially, it's just been really healing for me to look through a course that destigmatizes things and helps to make the unspoken spoken. And I think that y'all will really enjoy the resource too. So go click that link in the description, because Vegucated is running a special 50% off of the yearly pass for the entire month of Masturbation May, which we love. Vegucated has a 24-hour free trial, so you can test the waters and see how you like it. And they also have a 14-day money-back guarantee. So genuinely, there's no risk involved, and it's truly is such a cool platform that I think y'all will really love. So go click that link, use code Mickey Atkins at checkout to get 50% off of the yearly pass. Show Vegucated some love for showing me some love, and show yourself some love for Masturbation May. Thank you again to Vegucated for sponsoring this week's video. Let's go ahead and hop right in. This says 4 dating tips that every man must know.
These are 4 dating tips every man must know. Let's go. 1, women will say one thing, but their actions will say something else. Women operate backwards, right? They like what they don't like, and they don't like what they like. A female will tell you, oh, I want to see you every day, I want to be under your skin. But the moment you give her all your time and attention, she's losing attraction to you, bro. And then 3 months down the line, oh, I need a break, I can't do this. But you're doing everything she wanted, right? Come on, bro. They don't like fucking nice guys. They all say, oh, I want good morning texts, I want flowers sent to me. They don't like this shit. They like the aesthetic of it, bro. So they can screenshot it and post it on Twitter or Instagram to impress their fucking friends. Like, bro, any girl I deal with or deal with, I don't do none of this shit, bro. And I always ask them, why me out of all the guys in your phone? Oh, I don't know, you're different. I don't compliment them. I don't see them every day. I don't text them all day. But apparently this works to get girls, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just doing smashing behind the scenes. While you doing all this shit, you need to be on Reddit delivery.
Really quick, before we get to the next 2 tips, I just want to be super clear that this attitude that, like, women don't like nice guys and that, you know, you should neg people to get them to like you, this is bad advice. Like, besides the fact that this is, like, not actually very effective fucking advice, especially at developing healthy relationships, right? I can't speak to the success rate personally for things like negging and treating people like shit, because it's not something that I personally incorporate into my fucking dating life, so I don't necessarily have anecdotal data for you about that specifically, but I can very much vouch for the fact, as a clinician, that even if this does work, right, this is not going to lend itself to a healthy relationship. This is not the way that we pave a foundation for a relationship where we feel mutual respect and connection and safety and stability. Ideally, when we're talking about a long-term healthy relationship where we both respect one another, we feel safe with one another, we love one another, this is not the way. I also want to be clear too that this attitude of like, oh, people tell me that I'm different and that it really works for me, not complimenting people, not treating people well. Again, even if this does work,